If you just tuned into our YouTube channel, this is our old project, a Lamborghini Gallardo with fire damage. We bought it, fixed up, and now sold again. And this one had to make way for our Ferrari 360 project. As you all know, it has a broken engine. So we didn't hear it running when we bought it. And this is what it sounds like after 2 years. Time to start the Ferrari for the first time in 2 years. As you can hear, there's quite a bit happening. We've measured compression, measured fuel pressure already. We've had the distribution caps off, or if the distribution is on time. Unfortunately, this one seemed off time, so we took apart the intake, and it seemed to be completely filled with oil. There is one more part to test, namely the injectors, and that's what I'm about to disassemble, and then we'll head straight to the garage. Arrived at Bouda in the city Asseldelft. These folks specialize in MOTs, maintenance, particulate filters, replacements, DPFs, cleaning, and of course, checking the injectors and fuel spraying. So we're definitely at the right place, guys. I've brought my injectors. I've also indicated from which position they are. So these are from 1 to the middle, and these are from 5 to 8. And Mitchell is going to put them in the device now so we can check later if everything's correct. Maybe you can briefly explain what can actually go wrong with an injector. What actually happens most of the time is the little filter that's in the injector, which I can show you. You have this up in the injector. That it gets resolved, all the junk nowadays in our fuel, and that it actually continues in the injector to ensure that the needle, the opening can get blocked, break, or corrode. And that's mainly what's needed, actually. This Ferrari has driven 80,000 kilometers, but that doesn't necessarily say anything about the injector, does it? Because it has been driven very little. Actually, in the last 12 years, only 1,000 kilometers per year have been driven. So even with very old fuel, that's more due to the fuel. Has it always been run on 98 or... Well, that's a question for me too. When it sits idle and then with the... Yes! Especially now with E10, it's just anticipated. Yes, that's really a no-go, huh? The gas... So yes, we're going to mount them and then... So, this is the bracket where that one goes? Yes. And then we can just like this... What? Are you going to do all 8 at once? Cool. I do hope we'll find something with the injectors as well, but of course... Yes, explain why that is too. Poor fuel quality. As you know, Dano mentioned in the previous episode that the distribution actually needs to be stepped up. It's set wrong. Yes, and because of that, the ignition can naturally end up in the exhaust instead of in the combustion chamber. If the injector isn't injecting properly, then of course that's also a cause of poor performance. I'm really curious. They have a really nice device here. It's a special tool, and this is also the reason why we ended up at WADA. It's just around the corner from us, and they are professionals, so... These days, you also have those Bosch injectors in BMWs. That's those new type injectors, right? Yeah, that's them. The ones with the longer... Yeah, cool. Those are them! Yes, I know those from the BMW. Yes, those always break too. Yes, I know. There's also such a filter in there, and that's really just the main reason that they break. I get that here too. Yes, but I don't see a filter anymore. Is that possible? No. Yes. So, it goes inside. It's kind of funny. Maybe it's not fine enough, but those are the sieves that are in it. Yes, I actually remember this from the BMW era when I worked there. It was continuous. Recognition overlap with reading out, and then it was always replacing injectors, and you never did just one. Always directly 4 or 6 or 8 or 10. You can only buy this as original. Can you fix an injector like that, do you think? Yes, if we get one for testing. Always test first. First, I'll remove the filters. If they're good, we'll put in a new one, clean it up, and then we can head back. Okay, but if the spray pattern is all correct, then I presume. Yes, exactly. Because if these are broken too... No, you can't open it either. Put it in the ultrasonic bath. You could still try that? Yes, we always do that, but most haven't yet. Look at this. Ah, this one still looks pretty good, right? This one's okay, yeah. Yeah, so if it had a problem, it should lie elsewhere in the injectors. Yes, exactly. Okay, we're putting the injectors in. Shall we now jump into the device and then we'll take a look at the spray pattern first? Then we're going to see if there's a deviation, and once that's done, we're going to check the output. Okay, Mitchell, give it a try. This is just secondary. One by one. Okay. First, we'll do the leak test, see if they drip or something. Yes. Or so you keep the pressure off the track, so to speak. Because that's very important, I understood, when you park your car, that you don't start dripping, right? Because if they keep dripping, then you might also have problems in your clean room. Exactly, when you start it, it naturally has a lot to do. Fuel, and that's not what we want. Here we go, guys, 60 seconds for the pressure masks at 4 bars and so far. It just looks neat. No strange leaks, 6 seconds have passed. And there was no drip. But we still don't know for sure because we still need the flow image, right, Mitchell? And the revenue. So then how much does he fill in a certain time if I understood correctly? Then we're going to look at the stationary flow now. The opening time is 3 milliseconds. And at 600 revolutions per minute, let's see what it does. Because it could also be the case that you only have problems when idling. Either only at revs or under load. Yes, under load it seemed to run better. That could be due to the timing and everything. So yes, this is indeed a good test to rule it out. If this is the problem, the meter goes up. Nice. But the idle is also going up. Can you adjust it to be faster here? Okay. Okay. You see it for 3 milliseconds. If I turn it up, then it goes to 6 milliseconds. That's the same RPM, but a heavier load. 12 milliseconds. He's really going fast now. Here you see him fully connecting. That could also be your cold start enrichment. Yes, exactly. And so we can also see that with such a deviation. Okay, frogs, help me, help me. The spray pattern is good, no deviations. In certain RPM ranges, we just really see that it's all neat. So we're going to check out the yield now, because of course we can't see that with the naked eye. Maybe we'll find something there, so let's go. But honestly, like Mitchell says, he doesn't expect anything weird, let's put it that way. But he never says never. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, thank you. So now he's filling the rooms for 30 seconds? Yes, he's actually doing an automatic test now. And then he goes through different tourist areas, and then we can soon see what the differences are between them. As you can see, it fills up very slowly. I think this will all go faster shortly. My feet. You see, these actually stand a bit higher than those. Yes, a little bit, but not such a breathy levy, you know. Turn it up a notch. Well, I'm going in. What's he doing now? Mimicking starting. Oh, mimicking starting. Test is already rolled, it's ready. And I think it looks neat. There's one with a slight deviation. That's number 3, right? Yes, it's just, yeah, it's a bit less, but really something, right? Yeah, it's really, I wouldn't normally write this down. He's been approved by Mitchell. I'm so happy about that. We can just assemble our distribution later, and then start again. Because this is essentially a closed main strip. We've had so many comments about the injectors possibly being an issue too. And that was something we also had in mind. Are those the injectors then? But now that we've found the timing belt, if the problem is found and it's not the injectors, I actually dare to put that Ferrari back together again, and then start it up to see what it does. Is it not? Then we're going to do further research. I hope it just stays with this, and then hopefully we've made a good guess, so we don't have to put a new engine in the Ferrari or do a head gasket or anything. So Mathieu, I'm really grateful to you. Today, and of course, the approval of the injectors. No shaking hands. For me, it's thanks. No thanks. And yes, maybe next time when I have a problem with my bike, I'll know where to find you. Awesome. I'll just add to the description in case you want work done. Feel free to send. As you can see, they are super friendly, and I'm now heading back to the workshop. Yes, guys, back in the workshop, and I have some great news. About the parts we ordered from England through Scuderia Car Parts. Delivered within 1 day. So ordered yesterday, delivered today. That's how fast it can go. Even faster than the dealers in the Netherlands can manage. We just meant to wait in England. I'm super hyped because those parts were not cheap, as you know. 1,900 and... Help me, audience! 1,900 and almost 2,000 euros in parts. So let's unpack them to see if everything's complete. I'm excited because, if it's right, there should be Ferrari stickers everywhere. Our order is complete, just as expected. We'll take a look together at what we've ordered. For example, I also ordered 2 new oil filters for the Ferrari, because we unfortunately didn't replace them at the last change, we just didn't have it. So this is what it looks like. 45 euros, pure flux Ferrari original. Hey, but what immediately catches my attention is that there's normally always a plastic here filled on you. Indeed. But the Lamborghinis are 75 euros each, I think. Yes, 75 euros each, and the Ferraris, 45. Do you think this one has a plastic seal? Not that either. Well, it would be typical for Ferrari. It's possible that just a screw fell in or something, you never know. Well, we got 2 new hydraulic tensioners. Hopefully it keeps our distribution under tension, because as you know, ours has completely lost its tension. New rolls, the guide rollers for the accessory strings. Timing belts. Dyco. With the original Ferrari on it. Look, beautiful. Whatever else was ordered. An original Ferrari copper thing that goes in between. No idea what it's for, temperature-wise or anything. Yes, because we indeed took the water temperature sensor with us as well. It was 23 euros. It wasn't an expensive purchase, but it did the job. I'm sitting here watching. Our intake is located somewhere around here, and getting to it is really a nightmare, so we decided to just replace it as well. Now that we have all the parts complete and our injectors checked, check it out here too. We'll see you back sooner than ever with the assembly of the Ferrari. Will the Ferrari start in the next episode? Who knows? Subscribe for a moment, give a thumbs up, and see you in the next episode. Bye.